But I look at myself strictly as a human being. I have blood running through my veins and can be snuffed out in just a matter of seconds, you know, and not as anything supernatural or better than any other human being.
You like
What's up, guys? So I finally finished the book, The Death of Elvis, and so this is part 3. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go straight to the point. Now, a lot of people are already saying that, you know, since I've read the book, Destined to Die Young, that Elvis's death wasn't drug related and that it was just genetics, it wasn't Elvis's fault, that's the whole thing. I haven't read the book yet, but I plan on it. So I really think that this book's reason, the cause, its theory, and I'll say it is a theory, you know, I really agree with their analysis. Okay, so the meat of the issue. Elvis had a reaction to codeine. He had an allergic reaction that was noted by his nurse Marion K-O-C-K-E, and Linda Thompson, that Elvis had an allergic reaction to codeine. She said one time Elvis, he got a rash all over his upper body, he was short of breath and started panicking. Elvis's nurse noted in her memoir that Elvis had a reaction to codeine. So what finally happened, Elvis went to the dentist the night before he passed away, and it was actually early in the morning, as you know. The doctor prescribed him codeine tablets, and Elvis picked them up. When he got to Graceland, he realized they were codeine, and that's why they believe that he called Dr. Nick at 4 a.m. to get Dilauded tablets, because he was more comfortable with those, and he knew he had a reaction to codeine. According to this book, Elvis got the prescription of Dilauded from Ricky Stanley, it says, and they brought it to Elvis, but when Elvis died, the tablets of Dilauded were still in the bathroom, and Elvis, in his body, in his tissues, the toxicity of the codeine which was found in his system, which he shouldn't have taken, was 10 times the therapeutic level. Elvis had 14 different drugs in his system at the time of death. So what happened was, their theory for why there was codeine in Elvis's system when he knew he was allergic to it was because the similarity in the codeine tablets and the Dilauded tablets. I'll read you a little bit here just so you get exactly what it says. It says, Dilauded is manufactured in tablet form and comes in 4 strengths ranging from 1 to 4. This is Dilauded. Now listen to this. The tablets are round and pale yellow and marked 1 through 4, 4 being the strongest strength. Now the codeine comes in several forms, but the most common is in white round circles. So the Dilauded is yellow, the codeine is white. And it's also marked 1 through 4, 4 being the most powerful dose. So given the similarities in the two drugs, they believe that Elvis mistakenly took the codeine and realized what happened before it was too late, because the codeine was metabolized in his urine, so it was already breaking down in the body well before Elvis died. So they believe that Elvis mistakenly took the codeine instead of the Dilauded, which he meant to take. That's why why would Elvis take all that codeine if he knew he was allergic, and there was 10 times the therapeutic level? This book says that Elvis took about 10 extra strength codeine tablets, or level 4 codeine tablets, and they look so similar. The codeine and the Dilauded are both almost the same color, light yellow to a white, and they were both marked 4. Elvis accidentally took the codeine, this book says. Let me read to you the last paragraph so it really hits home. This is what they say. This is their theory, which I agree with. I think this is the most likely thing that happened. While sitting on the toilet, Elvis's allergic reaction kicked in. He began to feel itchy. He grew short of breath. He was struggling. He had trouble calling for help. No one was on duty in the valet's room. Ginger Alden was in a deep sleep. Suddenly, his book was heavy because Elvis was reading a book at the time. His book was heavy, an encumbrance. He threw it aside. With much effort, he stood but stumbled as he tried to pull up his pajama bottoms. He fell forward on his chest with his head to one side, pressure on the neck, and his knees flexed. Moments later, the king of rock and roll was D.E.A.D. Despite the official ruling, Elvis D. from polypharmacy, an accidental overdose of multiple drugs. And that's what I think happened. I think that Elvis accidentally took the codeine thinking it was the Dilauded, didn't notice it, and when it hit him too hard for him to call for help. It says he threw his book, fell off the toilet, stood up off the toilet, tried to pull up his pajama bottoms, fell down, and they said that Elvis had hemorrhages from his stomach up to his neck, which proved that he was alive for a little while after it happened. Also, they said that Elvis had some fluid in his lungs, which was a sign of his living for a while after this happened. There were signs of conjunctivitis or edema type condition around the eyes, and there was a bluish condition around the abdomen for lack of oxygen in the blood. All four indicated that Elvis had lived for a short time, allowing the vessels to hemorrhage. So there's a few other theories at the end of this book that they give. One is the Valsalva Maneuver, and that is because Elvis took so many downers the last part of his life that it really nearly stopped Elvis's lower abdomen. So he was chronically constipated, and this is where the book Destined to Die Young probably gets a lot of its theories from, and I will read that book so I know what it's talking about. It said that Elvis was straining so hard to have a bowel movement that there was so much pressure in his stomach that it blocked off his abdominal aorta and made his heart stop. That's a theory. Another theory is that Elvis took too many drugs and got short of breath, which had happened to Elvis. One time he was on a plane and laid down on the floor and put his face to the vent to get air. So they say that since Elvis was on the floor when he was found, that that same situation happened, but he suffocated in the long carpeting. I don't really agree with that. Another one is anaphylactic shock, but they think that if it was like, say, a junkie, they said that it would have been like a peaceful, like he would have been in a peaceful sleep, but there shows signs that Elvis died, that Elvis lived long after. So I really recommend this book to you guys. It's very interesting. Tons of things that are in here that I can't, put in all the videos. Maybe I'll think about a few other things and make other shorter videos of them. My theory on what has happened is this book's theory, taken from his nurse, Marion, and Linda Thompson, that said that Elvis had a reaction to codeine, as they listed in their book, and that he accidentally took the codeine thinking it was Dilauded and nobody was around to help, or nobody was close enough to help. Elvis couldn't get to him. That's what I think happened. It's a tragedy. I plan on reading the book Destined to Die Young. Tell me in the comments what you guys think, and long live the king.